I just got this Pro Lash Remover. It's nice wand. I really like it. So I wear these cluster lashes under my lashes. And I just wanted something to easily remove them. So after about, 4 or 5 days, they start to get funky. Like this one's coming loose. So this is just great for that. It says, so just to show you the wand, it's got like little tiny nubbies. So all you do is I'm going to put it on top and kind of wiggle it in there. And those little nubbies help get in the little crevices of your lashes. You could brush down. And I like to just wiggle it in there. So you just wait 30 seconds. I just like to kind of play with it as I'm waiting for it to loosen up the lash glue. And then once you've let them set, you can either use like a wipe and just wipe them off, or I like to use the wand and just slightly pull them down. And then grab my wipe and slowly push down. And just like that, they just like melt off. And they're taking all the glue chunks with it, you can see. So you don't have any like weird residue. So I'm just gonna wipe my eye. And just like that. So all my lashes are fine. It's not pulling them out with my clumps. It's just my clump. There's no extra lashes. Super, super soft. And they are soft and I don't have any chunks. So, all right, so my lashes are off. Look at all that extra gunk. I put a lot of glue on my lashes. They just get really, really gunky. But I didn't lose one of my natural lashes. And they're really nice and soft now. So this is a really nice bottle. It's a lot in here and it'll last me a long time. I'm wearing them constantly, multiple times a week. So this is a go-to for me. So go get your own lash remover. I'm loving mine.
Hey everyone, ready to get into some serious lash talk?
Let's do it.
Today we're deep diving into at-home lash extension removal.
Specifically cluster lashes, those full sets that really make a statement,
Absolutely.
We're breaking down a YouTube tutorial.
Yeah, it's by lash expert Maria.
From Lash Extension Style.
She shows us how to use this product called the 10ML Lash Cluster Remover. I found this super interesting, so I thought we should break it down for everyone.
Yeah, this is really cool because, DIY beauty is a huge trend these days.
It really is.
But just like with any DIY project, there are definitely right ways and not so right ways to go about it.
For sure. And when it comes to lash extensions, understanding why you're doing each step is so important. Like, it's not just about getting those clusters off.
Right. It's about doing it safely and effectively.
Exactly.
Okay.
So Maria, in her tutorial, is using this 10ML Lash Cluster Remover, and it specifically says it's for cluster and extension removal.
Right.
So that means not individual lashes.
Right. Yeah. And that's really important because of the type of adhesive that's used for cluster lashes.
Oh, okay. So tell me more about that. Why is the adhesive so important in this whole removal process?
Well, cluster lashes often use a different adhesive than the one they use for individual lash extensions. It's something called bond and seal glue, and it's serious business. This stuff is meant to keep those clusters in place for a good while. So you really do need a remover that can handle that bond, but without damaging your natural lashes underneath,
Oh, okay. So it's all about finding that balance.
Exactly. Got to get the right tool for the job.
Makes total sense.
Yeah.
So let's get into the step-by-step of how Maria does this, shall we?
Yeah. Let's break it down.
So first things first, what do we need to have ready?
Okay, so just like a surgeon preps for surgery, you want to make sure you have all your tools gathered. You're going to need the remover, obviously.
Makes sense.
You'll need some cotton pads and then a spoolie.
A spoolie. Why a spoolie?
Or an applicator brush. Basically, something to apply the remover precisely. It makes the whole process much safer and more controlled.
Gotcha. Okay, so we've got our tools, and I noticed that in the video, Maria uses the spoolie to apply that remover directly onto the bond area.
Yep, right where the glue is.
Mm-hmm. And then she talks about this dwell time,
Yes.
waiting like 30 seconds to a minute for that remover to really sink in and do its job.
Yeah, totally.
Can you talk a little bit about that? Like, why is that dwell time so important?
Sure. So remember how we talked about bond and seal glue?
Yeah.
Well, most lash glues, even this specific type, are actually made from something called cyanoacrylates.
Okay, same to what?
Cyanoacrylates. They are these super strong adhesives that form these really tight bonds. That's what keeps those lashes on.
Right.
Now, the remover we're talking about, it actually works by dissolving those bonds. And that process, it takes a little bit of time.
Ah, okay, so we got to be patient.
Exactly. If you rush it, you could end up with clusters that aren't fully loosened, and that's when you risk damaging your natural lashes when you try to take them off.
So let's talk about that moment in the video where Maria shows the clusters just sliding off after the dwell time. It's like oddly satisfying to watch what's actually happening there on a scientific level.
Right. So it may look like magic, but it's actually some pretty cool chemistry going on there.
Okay, tell me more.
Basically, the solvents in the remover are like little workers, and they're busy breaking down the polymer chains that hold that glue together. You can almost think of it like untangling a really, really stubborn knot. You've got to kind of work that solution in slowly and gently, or else you're just going to break something.
Right. That makes sense.
You got to let it do its thing.
So once you've got those clusters off, Maria really emphasizes cleansing your natural lashes with a gentle lash cleanser. Why is that step so important? It seems like it's all done at that point.
Yeah, well, think about it. You just used a solvent on your lashes to break down some pretty strong glue. So there's a good chance there's some residue left behind, right? Cleansing helps remove all of that. Plus, it's just good for your lash health in general. It rebalances the pH of your lash line
Oh, okay.
and just leaves your natural lashes feeling clean and healthy.
It's almost like a little spa treatment after a chemical procedure, right?
Exactly. It's that extra bit of care that makes a difference.
Makes sense. Okay, so we've talked about how to do at-home removal, but I want to touch on the bigger picture for a second. What are some potential downsides to DIY removal that maybe our listeners should consider before trying this?
Yeah, that's a really important question. While at-home removal is definitely convenient, it's also cheaper.
Of course.
But you really have to be honest with yourself about your comfort level and your experience with this kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like if you have shaky hands, for example, or if you have sensitive eyes, it might be a better idea to just go to a professional and let them handle it.
Much safer.
Yeah. And if you've ever had any reactions to any kind of lash products in the past,
Mm-hmm.
or if you're just not sure what type of glue was used on your lashes, then it's always best to err on the side of caution and talk to a professional.
For sure. So it's really about knowing your limits.
So,
And always putting the health of your natural lashes first.
definitely. Those are your babies. Got to protect them.
Exactly. This 10 ml Lash Cluster Remover, though, it really does seem like a good option if you're someone who is comfortable with DIY.
Yeah, I think so too.
It's gentle, it's effective, and it's specifically made to tackle that bond and seal glue.
And, it's just one example of how specialized these beauty products are becoming.
Yeah, it's true.
It's really cool to see people having more options and being able to safely take control of their beauty routines at home.
It is, and we hope that today's deep dive gave you a better understanding of the whole lash extension removal process.
For sure.
Like, we didn't just want to tell you the steps, we wanted you to understand the science behind those lash glues and removers.
Right. The why behind the how.
Exactly. So now that you know all this, are you thinking DIY removal might be for you? Or are you sticking with the pros? Let us know in the comments. Either way, you're now armed with all the knowledge you need to make the best decision for your lashes.
Absolutely. Take care of those lashes, everyone.
See you next time.
Bye.